Technology Lab. We are working on Cisco integrated technology and systems. We're working on networking on a computer side, but we often say that the best networking professionals have already networked professionally to get their jobs. Well, the two run together. I noticed today, I was checking out some things on Facebook. Check it out if you've not heard of it. Facebook.com. It's on the interweb. I noticed that two things that you like, on a personal note, if I can share with everybody. Councilman Nick Mosby was one of your likes. And also Smaltimore.
Sure.
What's Smaltimore? That sounds like something. Can anybody tell me Smaltimore?
It's an organization to help fund like festivals and stuff like that.
It does. It's a community organization thing that has festivals. And who runs that, Smaltimore? Who? No.
Torben Green.
Torben Green, thank you. See, just take your time, just go on with it. So Torben Green. So do we find it interesting because we also had other members in here talking about Torben Green. So how is it? And Mr. Landymore, when he came in, he said, "How did I get on the same list as some of the other people?" Right?
Sure.
But isn't it interesting though? Because he's friends and associates with and acquaintances with Councilman Nick Mosby and Torben Green, right?
Right. Well, you know, they say in most places there's 7 degrees of separation. In Baltimore, there only seems to be 2 or 3.
Right.
So, which I guess is the whole concept of Smaltimore.
Yeah, that is the whole concept. So it's not difficult to network in Baltimore. I guess
Certainly.
I guess that's what the moral of the story is. This is not a difficult challenge, but is it difficult if you don't show up to events?
It certainly is.
It's very difficult to meet new people in your house. Right, it's very difficult. So part of that is using technology. After our session today, we'll look up the Youth in Action and we'll get some information up on the smart board. And that's our technology here in the classroom. I use technology to see people that you are networking with. How do you see technology being used with the 6th Branch and Operation Oliver, and with just in general any community activist groups or organizational groups?
Social media. There's so many different social media sites out there, and we utilize every single one of them. Obviously, there's Facebook and Twitter. A lot of we spend a lot of time getting our message out there. We are very confident that we can revitalize this neighborhood and in turn create an example for others to follow, or for the city government to follow that model, that method of revitalization. So we want to get our message out there to everybody and anybody. So just social media, connecting with people, networking on the internet, and setting up personal encounters. That is huge for us. We spend a lot of time doing it, just getting our message out there to everybody who is of the same mindset, who wants to see change in the city. So that stuff has been very helpful for us.
Yeah, and we talk about social media, we talk about Facebook, which we're familiar with, Twitter, right? What else? Instagram. That's a relatively new one, but that's really taking off. And that's just where you take pictures and load them?
Yeah, you just go to
and it goes into your Twitter and your Facebook automatically?
If you want it.
Okay, and then we've got Foursquare, which I think is still out there, and I think somewhere there's a skeleton or a small shallow grave where MySpace is at. But technology is being used more and more ways. I mean, we see it right here in this classroom. We see it. Everybody checks in where they're at, where they're going. People like to be seen at events, and it's a good way to get your name out there. In fact, I hope that everybody can have an opportunity later on today and use their Facebook to make sure that you find the sixth branch. Make sure you go out and you find any of our guests that you have not been able to like. So let's do that now.
All right.